In this English lesson, I wanted to help you learn the English phrase, the short term. When we say the short term, we're talking about for the next day or the next few hours or the next week, like a short amount of time between now and a future situation. Sometimes we fix things for the short term. We know that for the short term, the fix will last. Maybe you put some tape on a piece of clothing. No one does that, do they? If I had a little tear here, I could put some tape on there so that for the short term, it is wearable. That's a bad example, but anyways, I think you get the point. When you do something for the short term, or when you refer to the short term, you're referring to a short amount of time. Sometimes your vehicle's broken and there's like a short-term fix. So in the short term, you might just put a little bit of air in a tire that's actually slowly going flat. That's a better example. Anyways, the other phrase I wanted to teach you today is the long term. The long term means for a long time. So let's use the tire example again. If your tire is leaking air, you can put some air in for the short term, but for the long term, you want to replace the tire or get the tire patched and repaired. So the short term would be like a quick fix, something that works but isn't the best fix. And then a long-term fix would be something that is more permanent. So to review, let me try to explain these again. When you do something for the short term or in the short term, it means for a short amount of time. And when you do it for the long term or in the long term, you do it for a longer amount of time. Let me use that in and for phrase a bit. So in the short term, putting air in will fix the problem. In the long term though, you should get it replaced or fixed. So putting air in the tire will last for the short term. Notice I used for there, but getting the tire replaced or fixed is better for the long term. Hopefully I explained that well, but hey, let's look at a comment from a previous video. This comment is from Vitor. That reminded me of when one of the windows in my parents' house was broken. I had the brilliant idea of removing the last pieces of glass and using adhesive tape to fill the empty space. The other day, the window was full of insects. Haha. We didn't have money to replace glass, so I thought I was going to save us some money using adhesive tape. It was certainly not a good idea. And then my response, sometimes things work in the short term, but not in the long term. So now you know the source of the topic for this lesson. I was answering that comment. Thanks, Vitor, for that comment, by the way. And I used those two phrases, and I thought, I don't know if I've taught those two phrases before. I think I just stepped in some mud. I hope it was mud. Anyways, I hope you are all doing well. I'm having a rare day off. So I've been walking a lot and exercising a lot and doing a lot of physical labor on the farm. And today I'm trying to do nothing. And as things go for me, I haven't succeeded. I've actually done a number of things this morning. I responded to all the comments on the new lesson on my main channel about buying large purchases. I responded to all the comments from the previous video on this channel. I made my Wednesdays with Bob video. I went out and made that. Hey, this is a cool little spot here, isn't it? And then now I'm outside making this short lesson. So I'm trying though not to do any physical labor. I'm not injured, I'm not hurt or anything like that, but I think it was it Sunday or Saturday? I worked really hard and then we went to the big pool to go for a swim, and I actually was quite physically active in the water, and I had already walked 16,000 steps that day and about 17 or 18,000 by the end of the day. So I was pretty sore, and I was still kind of feeling it yesterday. So I thought, you know what, I'll just take a full day off and try to let my body heal up. Anyways, thanks for watching. I hope you were able to understand the two phrases that I taught in this lesson, and I'll see you in a couple days with another short English lesson. Bye.